Well, about a half hour ago, Scott said he would try to get ready, but I had had a gear slip to where I thought I was going to be all ready and forgot all about it. So, no Scott, and he might arrive late. Thought I might just do some, let's do something that shows up right from the get go. I'll use a gray marker. So why does the thing appeal to me? Because I actually find him a bit of a challenge to draw in some way that I even find halfway pleasing. Because if I don't get the chunkiness and the proportions right, I think of it as a bit of a loss as a thing. The thing, and then I just forget everything about his structure that makes him look cool in the face, and have to kind of recreate that in my head. That's why you got reference laying around at all times. I should have about 10 favorite things by Kirby laying out that I can refer to at any moment. Saw one the other day that did a really good job of channeling some Kirby. But that early on, those character designs, the Hulk, when you look at him, he's not much bigger than, oh, he was just a step up above human size, really, the way Kirby visualized him. But he was just, incredibly stocky and massive, really. That is not just a step up, but he wasn't, this world shaking size that the Wu had him in being, the director Wu. That movie, I've got a soft spot for that. It went in its own direction, touched on a lot of the stuff that made the Hulk, and used some of it, but it also, I guess its greatest sin is it had the Marvel. Ooh, look at how awful that is. I just now looked up at the monitor to see what I was doing instead of looking at my page to see what I was doing, and said, good Lord, stop. At least get rid of this. Among all the how-tos that are out there on YouTube, I sometimes wonder if I could actually meaningfully contribute to that stuff, and what it would be if I could do a meaningful contribution. But that sort of thing. Don't worry about it. If you got some horrendous approach to doing something, it might find its own. It might find its own niche. It's like, hey, look at this. This is funny as hell. Look at this. This guy thinks he's teaching something. That could have its own appeal. Well, that marker, now I can't get it to pop away from my black marker. Got a little too dense. There you go. I'm just showing you all my learning all at once. Yeah, it's not going to pop. Well, I don't think Scott's showing, and I don't blame him. It was Thanksgiving today, but he was the one that brought it up. But then I flaked. Like I said, I had a, what do you call it when I missed a gear somewhere, and forgot about it for another solid 20 minutes when I said, yeah, I'll get set up. And then when I checked the email again, he had supposedly set up 30 minutes ago or was planning on it. And so it's not happening today. I'll sit here and draw this thing. I was going to tell Scott, oh well, I won't pass on any sort of dumb stuff about pets and animal shelters. It would be something that the continuity would be there if I had Scott to talk to, but yeah, we just work on what's in front of us. Stay in the here and now. Work on my failed thing. Yeah, that black on the TV screen looks okay, or the monitor. This AI stuff, I'm really, you can feel really behind the curve on something like that. But really, all along, it's all just being made to where guys like me that stay behind the curve until the bitter end on learning how to do something. The whole point is that it's all being devised that even I, way behind the curve, will have to use it because it'll be forced on me, just this evening. The newest version of Gmail was forced on me. I don't even see my option to switch back to classic mode. So it's like, okay, I guess I've entered the next realm of communication there, just because I have to. And, rollouts anyway drive me a little bit nuts. It's like, hey, this was fine. You didn't have to, even though, anytime someone adds utility to anything, I guess, you could say it's always an improvement, but it's learning curves. That's all that's out there anymore. It's like, boy. Of course, that's, your standard boomer complaint, but that is there we go. That's the thing is channeled by me as closely as I can pull it off. Doing nothing in particular. This is the sort of thing that also, besides just having, the thing have 3 fingers or 5. I don't know. There's something in me that wants to make him 3-fingered. That would be a standard kind of way that Kirby would treat, because that's all the thing is one of Kirby's monsters as far as the character design. Very standard Kirby monster. In terms of how he approached. I was looking at a Thor cover, and I'd like to see the pencils that Kirby did for that, because the inks made it look like it had one respectable looking arm up here this way to where there was a little bit of passing delineation on the musculature, nothing special. But then on the other side arm, see, this would be Thor's head, say. But then the other side, the arm was like this, and all the calligraphy and draftsmanship didn't even have that. It didn't have that. Looked like he was made out of some sort of baggy suit was around his flesh. It's like, geez, that's pretty shaky for Kirby. I got to think it was something that he just like zapped out, and somebody didn't have enough information, and they supplied him with what they knew about anatomy, which was the draftsmanship of just contour, and it came out looking like hell. Maybe I can find it. Nah, I forget where I even saw it. Okay, I'm going to put a nail in it. Call it quits. That was it. I was just sitting here waiting for Scott, having something open for him to show up, but it was just foobar this time. So, bye-bye.